Good morning. I am April Chadwick.
And I am Diane Gertis.
We're with the Mortgage Advantage. Happy summer. It's June. Woo!
Not quite
Oh,
summer. We still have 2 weeks left.
okay, I didn't say happy summer solstice. I said happy summer. If the kids are out of school, it's summer. Well, and also we're in Arizona where kids go back to school in July. So
That makes sense.
then in July, I'll say happy fall. How are you?
I'm good, except yesterday I paid $6.19 a gallon for gas. And Eric was up in Cottonwood last weekend, and he said he spent, get this, ready for it? How much a gallon less in Cottonwood, which is how far from us? 45 miles, maybe north.
Yeah.
He spent $1 a gallon less than what we have here in what we call the Valley.
Wow. I spent $1 less last week, but that's because I had my Safeway card and no one else has been using it. So I had that going for me. But back in the day when you saved $1 in gas, when it was $3, it felt like huge. And then it's like, oh, wow, it's still $5 a gallon.
Yeah. Well, and being from Texas, people are wondering, well, why have gas gone, why has oil gone up so much? I mean, why is gasoline so high? Well, part of it is the pandemic, because the oil companies had to ramp down because no one was using it, right? I mean, no one was going anywhere.
Right.
And although now there is a big demand for gas, we've had two things happen. One is the war in Russia, and therefore the war in Ukraine with Russia, and Russia, therefore although we'd like to say we didn't buy Russian gas, we did a majority of the world. So now that's been cut off, or almost cut off. And so we was, well, that's fine, we'll just ramp it up here. But being from Texas, I recall there being a popular bumper sticker, and I'm going to use inappropriate language, that it was said, it was a prayer, said, please God, I promise, I will, if you could just give us one more oil boom, I will not piss it away. And so the oil companies, no one wants to expand their wells. They don't, because they'll ramp up production and they'll get a lot of oil, and then no one will buy it. Right. Or they won't, not no one will buy it, but there won't be as much activity on the purchases. Just for example, in the pandemic, back in, let's say, April 2020, the oil prices were the lowest historic lows.
Oh, wow.
Oil was so inexpensive, but no one was going anywhere. So now, if you've been anywhere in the freeways of Phoenix, I'm pretty sure every single person that lives here is on the 101. I'm positive. And I won't even go to the 10 because I'm pretty sure they've invited people from other states to come drive on that, because it is just a joke about it. Huh?
It is an interstate.
Yeah, well, okay.
I didn't close half the time, so it doesn't even matter.
So therefore, oil has gone up until they can get all this, get it stabilized. Saudi Arabia is was one of our partners in oil, and that has, due to diplomatic reasons, has been severed or almost severed, and they're trying to remend that. I don't know if mend is the right word, but to so that we could start buying Saudi Arabian oil as well. And it goes back to, yes, we are not as dependent as we were in the 70s when we had our first big oil, where we were people were using oil, and we got into a war with Iran. And so that all was the first time. Now, I hate to say this, but I remember in the 70s when gas was like $0.25 a gallon. Can you believe it? I know.
Oh.
I had a little 59 Volkswagen, and I just thought I was so cool with it. I did. And you take a quarter, you just take a little bit of gas. I waited till I had there was a little thing that you push down when you got to 1 gallon. Can you imagine now?
No, people be pushing it all the time.
No, they wouldn't be able to get to the gas station on
like from dusk till dawn, just cars all over the side of the road.
Well, I think this is something that we're going to have to live with for a while.
Right.
Inflation is going to be, something interesting about Target today. Target is stating that they are going to give back, or they're going to see, not purchase, not give back is probably return some of the items that they have purchased um, from their resources, as well as they are going to not restock it. And instead, they're going to, because think about it, what did we buy during the pandemic? Well, I don't know about you, but I think I've got yoga pants in every color, every single color.
So you're saying, but wait, so you're saying that Target over purchased?
It has with all stores, they try to see the future. What are people going to buy? And so if you're buying a lot of yoga, I'm just using that as an example, yoga pants, they think, well, boy, everyone likes this. And so they buy more yoga pants. Well, everybody had to go back to work, and guess what? You know, are you allowed to wear yoga pants to work, April?
You
No.
don't know what I'm wearing right now. I could be wearing yoga pants.
Well, not to the
You don't
office.
know that. Don't you judge
Anyway,
me.
I'm just using that as an example.
I'm not today. For once, I'm
Not
not.
today. So a lot of the items that people use their disposable income on are no longer, that is not what they're doing anymore. So they are going to take the additional space in their stores and have it for school supplies when school, because last year, I don't know if you remember, there was a shortage of school supplies. And then they also are going to use it for more necessities and expand their groceries, so that people now, what we call disposable income is not as readily available because people are paying more on, oh, how about rent? Yikes. I mean, the rents are so high, or gasoline, and even if food has gone up. So what they are going to do, instead of having the disposable, and I use disposable as using your disposable income, additional income, to buy maybe, I don't want to say frivolous things, but maybe things you don't need. They are looking into the future and seeing that people are going to buy necessities more than they're going to buy. They're going to buy stuff that they need rather than what they want.
So all I hear is, no matter what, I'm still going to spend $300 at Target. I mean, they can say they can say we're giving things away for free.
Yeah.
Great. I'm still somehow going to manage to spend $300 at Target.
Yeah. I can only imagine what's going to be at Costco, because
I
don't even want to. That makes me anxious just thinking about it. I don't go to Costco. I just can't. I can't
die if I ever heard you go, hey, April, I'm going to Costco. I'm like, she's had a stroke. This is
I just don't see it. I don't. But anyway, that's part of the issue that we're seeing, that things are changing. Nothing's going to stay the same. And part of everyone's kind of worried that, so the inflation, why are we having inflation? Well, we've got the oil. What else does oil affect? So many other things that we use in everyday products. The other is the transportation of goods and how they get here. So therefore, if it costs more for the fuel, it's going to cost more for whatever is being transported over.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna trickle down,
Right.
So, and then you had also talked about, when you and I were talking earlier, but the Fed rate going up again. So then what that includes is not only is our gas going up, rents are going up, but like if you have an auto loan, credit card debt, those kind of things are going to go up as well.
Home equity line of credit. Yeah. Yeah. Because part of the Fed rate is the rate that the banks pay each other. And it's also the rate, for instance, Target just doesn't, when they buy supplies, they just don't go into their pockets and go, here's a couple of $1 million. They usually will borrow the money. So what they're going to be doing is cutting down, that rate is going to be increasing. So people are going to, back during the pandemic, the Fed lowered that rate and kept it low, so that there was no worries as far as the money exchanging about the rate. It was going to be as low as it could be. But now things have changed. People have gone back to work. We are experiencing a war, and what they don't want to see is inflation out of control. They don't want us, if you have inflation out of control, that can only make things much more expensive. So they're raising the rates to make people maybe I don't need to charge $3,000 on my credit card, or I'm going to think about it unfortunately, before I get a car loan. Maybe I'll keep my car for a while. And as you've seen, because of the car rates, I mean, you could get a new car for 0 or 1% interest. You get a lot of the lots, and of course, a lot of it's supply, the parts for the automobiles, but it's made it very easy to buy, very easy. And the Fed is trying to tamper it, so that we can possibly bring the inflation rate down. And it's all over the world. It's not just here in the United States.
Right.
And Britain has raised what they call their bank rate, has Canada, and they follow the United States lead.
And gas prices are up all over the world. It's not
That's correct.
in the United States.
Oh, it's $8 a gallon in Germany.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just here,
Right.
it's the whole global inflation, and that's just kind of where we're at now. And hopefully we can, we get our equilibrium and then get back to a normal, but we haven't lived in a normal in what year is
A
it?
couple years. I don't know what is normal. I don't think it was normal before, but it's right now. Well, let's talk about, and then we'll end up the big, I don't know, that big money sign in the room: interest rates, mortgage rates. So every day, well, maybe not every day, maybe twice a day, I get calls. Well, when do you think the mortgage rates are going to go down? They're not. Not today, not tomorrow, not next month. The Fed, again, kept the mortgage rates artificially low for almost, well, not 2 years, but a year and until December, let me try this again, from April 2020 until December 2021. They're not going to do that again. They also bought mortgage-backed securities to help keep the mortgage rates low. They're not going to do that. So mortgage rates when will they come back down? That I can't answer for you. Possibly when they feel when the market has stabilized, but they don't want low mortgage rates. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Well, first, you may have noticed that there are not a lot of homes for sale. I know there's been chatter that there are going to be more homes coming onto the market, which will be wonderful. But right now, here in Phoenix, there are not a lot of competitive homes. Is that the right word?
That's exactly
that are on the market. And I know that we talked last week about so many investors, corporate investors, who've come in and snapped up hundreds of homes, and we're talking about hundreds within a short period of time, and therefore have also accelerated our sales prices in the Phoenix Metroplex and across Arizona as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and for historically, interest rates in the 5s is not that unusual. Right after 2000, after the Great Recession in 2000, started in December 2007 through 2009, interest rates were well into the 5s and 6s. So do you hear him?
He has something to say. He's like,
I know he's got something to say. Can you give me just one moment, please? One moment. I'll be right back.
So that would be Diane getting her cat that is making a lot of noise.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Hey,
The thing I was going to say is that you get asked a lot, and I don't know, I know that you moved your office home and then moved it back, but do you have your crystal ball there?
about what?
Do you have your crystal ball right there?
Yeah, no, I don't. I left it.
So
It's at the
I
office.
mentioned it, but as Diane was saying, she gets asked numerous times a day what the interest rates are. Not only that, she'll have people that maybe called her a couple of months ago and then decided, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then call her now and be like, hey, I'm ready to do this. Well, that's great, but your rate's not the same.
Yeah.
But anyway, when she gets called, she received a crystal ball a long time ago. So she keeps that on her desk.
I do. I just, people say, what? Well, let me look, because this is not something that I can possibly let you know what the rates are going to be. But are we going to see rates back in the twos? No, not probably again in our lifetime will we see those rates that low. Will we see rates in the threes? That I can't answer, doubtful.
Yeah.
But historically, the rates have been somewhere in the fives. And I think that we could, if we had purchase inventory, I think we'd be all right with the fives. Yes, the housing prices are a little higher, but you know, I don't know. There's just, if we could just have that way, I think. I'm not asking for much. If I have to choose, that's all I'm asking for.
Right. And they're not 9%. They're not 9%. Oh,
they're not 9%. So,
so it wasn't.
Y'all want to see my cat?
She's grown.
And then we'll be gone. Come here.
Well, no, while you're showing your cat, we do talk about personal stuff or whatever. And you were talking about the war in Ukraine. And if you know me, and my mom makes fun of me, but I love documentaries. You could put me.
She loves them. She loves them.
Forever single.
She just, yeah.
So I love documentaries. And so I was telling mom that she should watch, and I think everyone, if it's a fast-paced documentary, and talk about riveting.
And tell the name. I know you like to say it.
Navalny on HBO Max. If you have it, Navalny is incredible. I mean, it was very, very entertaining. Wouldn't you say?
It was wonderful. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's okay. Go ahead. He needed to join the meeting.
Here he is. If you ever can't see him.
No,
so this is our kitten. He's 6 months old now. Yes, his name's Merlin, and he is truly a magical cat. So we've always had dogs before. Well, we've had, in the past, but we decided to get a cat, and we got him from the Arizona Humane Society. He has absolutely no personality. If he starts talking, I'm sorry. He wants to be, no, he is. He's been a lot of fun.
So he brings a lot of enjoyment to you and Dad.
Yeah, he really has. So, and yes, but Navalny is excellent. And it also goes to show you to what extent some dictators will do.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy.
It is. It is.
So
how lucky we are. Oh, and how lucky we are to live in the United States of America, to have the freedoms that we have and be able to disagree, even if someone else doesn't like it.
Right. Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
But I am agreeing with you in this moment. But yes, we agree to disagree. So anything else you want to add for this?
Nope, I think that's about it for now. Just kind of went over if there's any questions anyone has, please feel free to call me. My phone number is 480-235-5667. I welcome any calls or texts anytime.
And please do. Anybody has questions, even if it's a quick question, whatever, you don't, it's just easy, and she's full of knowledge. So please utilize her. And if you have any questions for me, my name is April, and you can reach me at 602-740-5319. I hope everybody has a good week and stay cool, because it's getting hot here.
Yeah, but 75 in Maui, that's their average temperature. I'm just saying.
All right, well, coming from Maui. All right, take care.
Bye.